Now, KD sometimes acts like a tough guy, you know. I don't think he's a bad guy in real life. I think he's just, you know, he can be brittle emotionally and brittle physically sometimes. And people always have to apologize to KD. Like Kerr a couple weeks ago, I know I went after Kerr, but he had to apologize to KD. You know, KD didn't have to get involved in that, you know? I was just attacking Kerr because, you know, he knew what he was saying. It was just annoying that he denied, like, oh, it was taken out of context. You're a smart guy. There's no way anything was taken out of context. But people always have to apologize to KD. I think there was a newspaper report that went after him, hurt his feelings, they had to apologize to him. And he didn't get, and he's not, like, a guy that confronts anyone. Like, instead of confronting Westbrook's problems, he ran. Instead of confronting Draymond, he just ran. You know, he's absolutely phenomenal, and he's great, but can you really build a team around him? Because of his maturity and missteps, like, Brady and LeBron, that's who you build around. LeBron had one misstep, the decision. He had one misstep his entire career, which is the decision. And who was the one veteran-based team in the bubble that flourished? The Lakers, LeBron's team. Now, you might not agree with his politics, and that's okay. But that's not a misstep. That's just how he believes, you know? That's not a misstep. So you don't build a franchise around a guy like KD, really. You know, you can't build a franchise around a guy who's brittle emotionally. Alright, so I'm actually almost done with this. It depends on these next, because I have 3 more topics left. If these 2 topics go quickly, depends how they go, and I'll decide. Alright, so Dennis Schroeder rejected an extension from the Lakers. I think he's just testing his options. You know, I think he wanted to be a Laker, but you know, he's a great addition to any team. I mean, he's about 20 a night, and you know, they started winning a little more when Schroeder came back, and not AD, because I think that was a bigger problem than AD being out. Schroeder being out, I think he's a great 6-man to have there. He's a great 2, or he can be a good 3 or a good 4 maybe. So I mean, he turned down an extension. That was a lot of money, but you know, I think he's just testing his options, and he'll wind up back with the Lakers. All right. So Wentz's offensive coordinator said trading for him was a no-brainer. Now, I mean, he had a rough year last year, but he'll have a big upgrade on the O-line from the Colts to the Eagles, and a big upgrade on the defense and the receivers. He'll be able to make throws more. You know, Paris Campbell and T.Y. Hilton will create great separation, and Michael Pittman is good, you know. So I think in his next year with Frank Reich, he throws 25 to 30 touchdowns, 10 to 15 picks, and a 64% completion percentage, and they go 12-5. And probably win one playoff game. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, but they'll probably win one playoff game. Alright. Yeah, so this podcast is probably going to end now. Alright. So, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Let's check out the Yankee games going. Like, how's that going right now? Still a top 9th. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 1 out. 1 guy on first. Still a tie game. So I'm going to go watch this crazy game. And Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeartRadio. See you tomorrow. Daily Dose of Dylan. Have a great day.